So seriously looks to be okay over on the bench. And Luke Fabrizius has come on for the first time. Harry for three. Evans the rebound. Morakinyo Williams has been a factor so far for Duquesne. He now has 5.
Well, that was as simple as you can get. The big fella, Williams just runs to the low block, and slow reaction by Dayton, kind of confusion. 2 guys go to 1 and nobody goes to the big man, and that's even you can make that one, Bob. That's a layup.
Careful. It's Judgment Week, and ESPN Super Tuesday brings you an exciting doubleheader. First at 7 Eastern, a big one in the Big Ten. Illinois on the road to take on Michigan. And then at 9 Eastern, we go to the SEC. Number 18, Tennessee, taking on the Gators. Super Tuesday presented by KFC is part of Judgment Week, presented by Miller Lite on ESPN and ESPN360.com. Now, as of a couple of days ago, Joe Lenardi, our bracketologist, who, by the way, is about 98% picking who's in and who's out in terms of at-large over the last decade, he had Florida as one of his last 4 in, and they might be even more solidly in with that road win they got this weekend.
Well, there's no question Billy Donovan's team has been up and down, but the early win over Michigan State, ironically in Atlantic City when they played, showed that he's got a team with tremendous potential that can win as they move forward. They've lost a lot of close games. I like Billy's attitude this year with his ball club. He's kind of stuck with his group out there. In previous years, he's called out his team on effort, rightfully so. And they haven't been in the tournament in a couple years, so there's a lot of frustration in Gainesville, but it looks like they're heading in the right direction.
Johnson, nice look underneath to Hillsman.
That's what Ryan Gregory is, a specialist out of timeouts, calling special sets, taking advantage of mismatches.
Evans lost the dribble. Duty bails him out. Evans, no-look feed, and a reverse by B.J. Montero. That's the second pretty no-look we have seen Eric Evans throw here in the first half.
Really great patience by Duquesne, just understanding this. They got to work the clock and find that seam in the defense. They did that time.
And Duty called for a foul on Hillsman. That's the second foul on Duty.
You look here on the pick and roll. Nice job of finding, identifying, very, very solid. And then Eric Evans with nice left hand delivery with the back door to Montero. Good movement without the ball. If you stand still and just call for the ball and try to go one-on-one against Dayton's defense, they just eat you alive. So right now, Duquesne, nice game plan, kind of a weave out at the top and then find that seam, try to get in the gap and have some backside movement in action that time. Great identity by Evans.
1-1 for Kurt Hillsman. Team foul number 7, and Hillsman makes the first. You saw Luke Fabrizius, number 23 in white, run on for Dayton. He is their three-point specialist. 47% three-point shooter. And Hillsman is just an all-around player. They call him the professional. He does all the little things. But Fabrizius has been out of the lineup 11 out of the last 16 games for Dayton with a sprained knee and then a back injury that's bothered him over the past few weeks as well. And he's back for the first time today. Montero missed duty.
Well, that's where Duquesne has had an up-and-down season. Why? Because they just force passes like that. There's nothing there. Montero's just got to reverse the ball, take it over on the bounce himself if there's nothing there for ball reversal with the pass. But there, he just tried to squeeze something out of nothing. A waste of possession for Duquesne.
Fabrizius, don't back off of him. He just misses. Offensive rebound by Hillsman. And a fresh 35 for the Flyers. Warren sets up in the corner. In and out for Paul Williams. Montero able to finish ahead of the pack.
Well, Duquesne taking advantage of Dayton. Wide open threes. Not being able to knock them down. Just catching it off the bounce and go.
Warren with the left hand.
There's no question Brian Gregory's game plan coming into this game offensively is to spread the court on ball reversal, get that middle ball screen. Duquesne really having a problem understanding who's going to come out and play the ball screen, and on the throwbacks, the threes have been wide open.
Montero feeds Duty with the pump fake. A long two. Knocks it down.
B.J. Montero, better play that time. Under control instead of forcing something out of nothing. Driving kick to the top to Duty, and then Duty, nice ball fake going underneath the three-point line for the little mid-range jumper.
Williams, wide open, missed everything. Evans, a little floater goes, and we're tied.
Duquesne better not get too happy, though, because Dayton's missing a lot of open shots. Somehow Duquesne's rotations are not there. There's a lot of confusion on the defensive end, but hey, when Dayton misses, they're taking it and running it out at the other end and playing very strong on the offensive end.
London Warren gets to the goal. He is no threat to shoot. It's amazing that he would get dribble penetration that effectively. London Warren in his career has attempted 16 threes, and none this year.
They got to drop below the ball screen. He played the ball screen that time, Evans, and then Warren, nice job seeing the defense shift towards the ball screen, refused it, went back, ball side strength, no rotation, easy layup.
Evans tried to force one. It bounced right back to him, to the corner, wide open. Missing the three with Saunders. And Marcus Johnson the rebound. When Damian Saunders takes himself out there to shoot threes, all of a sudden he's not a rebounding factor.
20% just is enough for me as a coach to say, hey, you're not a good three-point shooter. Let's save it for the summer, get better. You're good at everything else. Don't show me what you're not good at. And right now he's just wasting possessions by jacking up those threes. Brian Gregory and Dayton, they know he can't shoot threes. That's why they're not playing him out there.
Fabrizius can shoot threes, but he's missed two. See if Saunders attacks Hillsman here. Instead, he gives it up to Evans. Evans tries a three, with Saunders nowhere near the backboard again. Now, Damian Saunders averages 12 rebounds a game, #1 in the Atlantic 10, and yet he's been a non-factor so far for the most part here in the first half.
I can guarantee you that Brian Gregory told his team in the scouting report, let him shoot threes. We want him to shoot threes. Stand out on the three-point line. You can't get any tip-ins from the three-point line. That's where he's most dangerous and a great player. But he's not a great player out on the three-point line.
Shot clock at 10. Marcus Johnson with the pump fake. Hands it off to Warren. Shot clock at 5. London Warren spins. Can't hit. That ball hit the rim, but Hillsman lost it to Morakinyo Williams.
See Damian Saunders catch the ball on a cornered ball screen or isolation here off the bounce. Nice delivery.
That time he found Morakinyo Williams. He missed the bunny. And they have had a really nice year.
Well, a young ball club. A team that I think most people thought very talented, probably a year away from getting into that top part of the Big Ten. But Bruce Weber is a winner. He comes from the Gene Cady school, as does Matt Painter, and I'm a big believer in that school. Toughness and winning, and his team is very skilled offensively now, has defended a lot better as in the last few weeks, which is the hardest thing for a young team to do.
1 of 2 at the line for Williams, and it's a one-point game. You can see Devin Searcy has come back on for Dayton. He went out with the injury earlier. He finds the wing jumper for Johnson. Rims out. Juan Folding sets up Sean Johnson. That just about missed everything. Offensive rebound, though, for Williams. The jump hook, way too strong, and Chris Wright pulls it down.
Outside his comfort zone. He needs to pump fake, get it to the rack, try to get back to the free throw line. A lot of bodies being bumped around in there, and I'm not sure there was an advantage there. The only advantage is that Saunders is a better athlete than Hillsman, and he went up there and got the ball from him.
So Morakinyo Williams comes back on, replacing Saunders, and now Ron Everhart has the same decision to make about Damian Saunders that Brian Gregory has to make about Chris Wright. Our two Star Watch players, both on the bench with 4 fouls. Hillsman can't hit the front end of the 1-and-1, though. 17 fouls on Duquesne, 8 on Dayton. And we're down to the last 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and Chris Wright has to watch from the bench.
You can't make that call after teams are just laying each other out in the lane on every other possession. Let them play on those loose balls.
Montero tries to split the D, reach-in foul. That will go on Marcus Johnson. So Saunders on the bench with 4 at one end of the court. Chris Wright on the bench with 4 at the other end of the court. And B.J. Montero, only a 51% free throw shooter. This is the last 1-and-1 for Duquesne. 9 team fouls now on Dayton. Ron Everhart has seen so many of these games this season not go his way. But he's still done a terrific job. When he took over at Duquesne, Duquesne's RPI under Danny Nee was 308. They went up 233 spots from when he first took over to last season.
Well, they're playing great defense right now. They're on the pick and roll, on the pick and pop at the top, leaving another man open, but clearing the glass without Chris Wright inside.
Chris Johnson finally missed one. Chris Wright at the scorer's table. Evans, the kick out to Bolden. Lowry the rebound. Johnson floats in, lost the ball on the way up. Evans the other way, slipped one through. This is the largest lead for Duquesne, up to 6.
Well, Evans, great body control, understanding when to go, when not to go, found the angle, got to the rack, the little lefty.
Timeout, Dayton.
Well, Eric Evans certainly has been a push point guard extraordinaire in the last couple weeks for Ron Everhart, understanding that I've got to run the team, but known as a scorer, with Damian Saunders on the bench in foul trouble, he's got to make some things happen on his own. He's driving and kicking pretty properly, but when Bolding's out there on the three-point line, I wouldn't pass the ball to him because he's going to take a bad shot. I'd make sure I get it to some other guys going to the rack.
Again, to reiterate how important this game is for Dayton. You have to know Richmond, Temple, and Xavier at the top of the Atlantic 10. They're probably good in terms of the NCAA tournament. But then you've got St. Louis, Charlotte, Dayton, Rhode Island, all in that mix for what might be one other spot out of the Atlantic 10, at best 2, that will go to the big dance.
Well, I think, again, it's not like it has been in previous years where, you talk to Brian Gregory. We talked to him about this a few weeks ago down at the Dayton-Xavier game, where you lose one game and it's all of a sudden, okay, they're done. I think the league is so good, and people will respect even Duquesne and the St. Louis's of the world, where this league is a bear every night. And you're going to go on the road, you've got to give your A game plus, because you can get beat.
Starters back on the floor for Dayton. Williams for 3. Got it! Huge shot for the Flyers.
And the guards on Duquesne have to make sure they stay home on the three-point line on ball side. That time, Eric Evans got drawn in a little bit on the interior, made him pay.
Sets up Montero. That's a terrible miss by B.J. Montero. And Wright the rebound. So Wright and Warren back in the game with 4 fouls. Wright feeds Williams again.